fugazi, we fugazi.
Hey, what's up, guys? That's right, it's DJ Ken over here on the FoulMouthsNetwork, and you're now listening to Keepin It One Hundy. Yeah. I'm just fucking around. What's going on, guys? What's everybody doing?
What's up? I'm fucking straight from the New York State Fair, and I finally wasn't the biggest, fattest lowlife in the room. It felt great.
So you'll find a couple of real good inbreds up there. I'll tell you that, folks. Hey, how's everybody doing? We're back here again on the FoulMouthsNetwork, guys, with another one. That's right. And hey, guys, had a pretty big week this week for the network again. We're up to like, 77 subs right now. Looking nice.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Year I was born, 77.
Yep, 77, baby. That's my number, too. Little Pierre Tirijan. So, yeah, over Labor Day weekend, I was on Tommy C's show, Shot from the Point Dead. I filled in for my buddy over there, Mr. Real Talk. He got, I think, a last-minute gig, and he had to go take care of business. So I jumped in for him over there at Shot from the Point. And my buddy Lucky Low called in, huh?
Yeah, it was actually pretty exciting.
That was fun, man.
That episode was turned up.
It got turned up. Yes, it did. It got turned up.
Colossal is crazy.
Yeah, man, Colossal. I know. That was pretty cool, man. That's right. It was pretty cool to speak with you, Ken, as well.
Dude, his voice really turns me on, dude. I picture his sperm tasting like a scone.
Oh, it's gotta taste like a fucking just an English scone. You know what I mean? Just teas and crumpets. Crumpets and tea.
Lovely.
Crumpets and tea. You know? No, but I respect that, dude. So I got disconnected before the end of the show because of this fucking hurricane twat that's moving in on us. It's fucking up the internet, okay?
Dude,
like, do we
I
really
hated
need this?
I hated they attacked you for your internet connection because they got to fucking be realized. You're using a Commodore 64, and this Christmas going to upgrade to Commodore 128. What the fuck?
Listen, that's what happens. I got gerbils and fucking gerbil wheels and hamster wheels running my fucking power down here. I have to whip these little fucks everywhere. I dangle cheese in front of them. And it really gets the power going. I mean, I could really...
That Walmart connection.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to make this fuck speed up right now. Listen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the FoulMouths Network. That sounded better, right? Little fuck's going fast right now. Yeah, but no, this hurricane really is throwing a snag and everything. There's all kinds of flooding along the East Coast. Just a bunch of shit going on.
A bunch of people died.
Yeah, a bunch of people died. This storm's the real deal. It hit Florida, went through the Panhandle area, rode the whole fucking East Coast all the way up, picked up a little more steam, and now it's a little stagnant right now, right outside Jersey and Long Island, kind of just chilling.
The home of Tommy C.
Yeah, the ex-home of Tommy C, the great Tommy C. I had fun doing the show. It was good, man. It was a good call. You finally got the banter back and forth with the great Tommy C.
Yeah, he's not so bad.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Tommy C's good.
He means
I love the show. I love what he's doing over there. You know how biased I am. He thinks I'm kissing his ass, but I tell him, Tommy, I'm being serious, man. I like what you're doing, man. Why would I want to fucking, dish you or start a fight with you?
I think he's starting to understand. You're a loyal soldier.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not only that. I really do enjoy what he does, man. Listen, when I first started watching shows on YouTube, he was one of the first shows. He just got his graphics going. The show had 1,700 subs when I first got involved with him, which is a decent number for somebody who's doing it that long, And, it was steadily going up. He has loyal fans, bro. He has loyal fans that have been with him from the hockey time, and they will be with him no matter if he's doing hockey or not. He's got some really loyal fans. And you know what? We got some really loyal fans, too. We're starting to grow a core of loyal fans. You could see on the chat board again as we go on the chat board. But this time we got somebody on the chat board who basically said he couldn't jerk off to our video. It just didn't make him come.
Well, you always get those
didn't make him blow a load. He just could not blow a load to our video. Dead on Dave said he finished himself off twice to what he said, so that's pretty good. I mean, at least somebody was blowing loads to the video.
Right, exactly.
And it was. We're getting chats now again. We're getting fucking comments. Like I said, we mentioned it last week, and this week we're gonna show this guy right here, that guy right there, blowing loads to our videos. Well, at least trying to blow loads to our videos. But you could see Dave. He blew 2 of them.
We got to come up with a name for our fans. You know how people have like names for their fans.
Yes.
Well, we don't have to do it right now, but we got to come up with a good
heads. Fucking Hundy head.
Fucking Hundies, those motherfuckers.
Yeah, Hundy heads.
Yo, speaking of the fucking hurricane, what's crazy is that I heard that that's the first hurricane Florida got in 11 years, and that blew my fucking mind. I thought,
I just cannot believe that.
Right. Well, seriously, they should get hit more of those people.
Sure, that there was more like that hit in the last several years.
Well, they said supposedly it's supposed to be worse than Hurricane Irene.
Was that the last one that Florida had?
No, that was a long time ago. That was years ago.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like the shit we went through with fucking 2011, I'll tell you that.
Every house on the south side of Long Island now is built like 20 feet in the air on stilts or on the concrete slabs that they're doing now. So it's like every house is built up there now, just waiting for the next storm to roll in.
It looks ridiculous.
It looks like they're filming a fucking movie for Contra.
It is really weird. It is weird, those houses on a stilt. I mean, you go down the block and there's like 40 houses on stilts. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over here?
That's good for construction, though. Construction workers love that shit.
They're going to make big money.
I mean, that's always going on in New York, construction. Fucking ridiculous, you know?
Yep.
But, yeah, so this hurricane's kicking ass down here, fucking up the internet, like we said. Just making it hard for everybody. I know I'm complaining like a little twat about a hurricane fucking up the internet, but, you know, what are you going to do? But, yeah, so and like you guys said before, some people died from it already and shit. So it's pretty serious, you know.
But not the right people. That's the problem.
So shit that we could discuss is what's been going on lately with good old Trump and Hillary. It's been heating up, man. It's been heating up
like a Broadway show.
You know, Trump he laid out, I guess, his plans for the vetting and the immigration and all that. And he laid it out for a lot of people to see, and he had his shit together with it. You know what I mean? Like everything was well thought out. A lot of people were impressed that really weren't impressed with him before, and it seems like he's kind of making a new move right now here in September.
Do you guys like the Trump that just says shit, or do you like the Trump that reads off a teleprompter? Which one do you like?
Listen, I'm very torn right now. Hillary's definitely not getting my vote because it's going to come out in October with this new shit that the servers in her house were destroyed. They said 2 or 3 laptops were destroyed, 2 or 3 phones with hammers. They actually went out back and bashed these fucking things in with hammers. Like, what are we living through? Is this like Watergate again? Like, what's going on here? Like,
it's worse than that though.
I mean, seriously, they're bashing shit in with hammers, like, and destroying things like that's crazy.
They're protecting the person, the chosen one. She's the chosen.
Yeah, and it's also supposed to come out soon that she was taking certain money and throwing it into her campaign fund that should not have went into the campaign fund, directly going against certain regulations and laws, and supposedly that's going to be coming out too next month.
But do you think it's going to affect her? That's the question.
Yes, I do. Honestly, I didn't think this a couple of months ago. I thought, nobody's stopping that tidal wave. You know what I mean?
She can't even walk.
But at this point right now, I think with what's going on with the servers and all this shit that's going to be coming out, and her health right now is not good. Yeah. I think with all that combined right now, I think that this is a real opportunity for Trump to really, really take this election home. And I'm not saying that, wanting that, because like I said, I'm kind of torn on Trump, but I think that's the way it's going right now. But listen, she's a crafty veteran at this. So is her husband. I mean, the guy won 2 elections in office.
They got away with so many things. So I mean,
he was fucking everybody.
And I'm not talking about a blowjob. That's not what I'm talking about. That's what I liked about him.
This dude was leaving cum stains on dresses like it was nobody's business.
Monica!
You know what I mean?
Back in the day, my brother-in-law's wedding, we went to a restaurant in the city, and Monica Lewinsky was in there. Gotta be honest, she's kind of hot. She was kind of hot.
Yeah, not
too bad. Fuck the face in the Oval Office. You know what
Listen,
I mean?
I'll tell you this right now. She definitely was the hottest chick he ever fucked, because if you saw the rest of the list that this guy had, which we
Jennifer
all know.
Flowers.
Some of these bitches were fucking just straight up should have been tied up in the backyard with a chain.
That's why he's like a playboy, dude. It wasn't even about what they look like.
He's like,
stick their dick somewhere.
Oh, listen here. You just want me to take this cigar. I just want to put it right in your butt for a little here. Nobody's going to know. Don't worry. Yeah, and now his wife wants to be president of the United States. She wants to satisfy every American, but she can't satisfy her own fucking husband. Okay? But she's going to satisfy us.
Dude, she probably has a cunt like a cactus, dude. You stick that on dick, dude. Damn, seriously. See, but think about it. Like, look at that.
It's a big old camel.
She's got a hand up her ass.
It's a camel toe.
I really, listen, I want to believe everything you're saying. I want to believe she's going to go to jail or she's going to have to step down. I want to believe it all. But
I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen, but I'm saying I think right now is the biggest blemish-wise that's hit her yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
and there's more coming because Julian Assange is promising some fucking
shit next month. And WikiLeaks has got some shit going on about her with the servers. Even more information that could possibly certain emails lead to certain deaths inside the embassy, that whole thing that happened. And
look at the people that had stuff on it that were going to testify against the DNC. They're ended up dead everywhere.
Some of them are, it's crazy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but what do you think when you say about the WikiLeaks? If you think about it logically, if they're not getting her for anything now, what makes you think down the road they're going to catch her for something?
Well, because
everything that happens, she covers it up.
Lo, you're going to have to understand that certain people have not released things yet because they want to get her at the last possible minute to go, bitch, you thought you fucking had it,
huh? Get her how, though? How much can you hurt her?
Listen, one guy on the news even went as far as saying she will step down. In October, she will step down and Bernie Sanders will be put into her place.
Oh,
this is what some people are saying. I know it's radical thinking. It's a radical statement, but this could happen.
You know, I mean, look at the 20 different versions. 20 versions.
Look at the last couple of elections we've been having, okay? The last, 4 out of 5 elections. You had the election in 2000, which was completely fucked up. It went to a stalemate, supposedly, and Florida was the last, batch of votes that could have changed anything. And it so happened that the future president's brother ran that state. And that whole thing where Gore had to fucking step down instead of tying up the presidency in the courts for fucking months, he stepped back as a patriot and he said, hey, you know what? I know you fucked me, without a condom, you fucked me raw, but I'm still going to back out. And then you had, a big election with Barack Obama, a black man rising up, taking over the office for the first time. Then you had 4 years after that, a possible first
woman,
female,
a first black male.
But a first female vice president.
That's
possibly.
How they get you.
Then now you have Hillary Clinton, and then you have a possible fucking Trump, who's one would ever thought Trump would have got this fucking far. Reality.
I understand what you're saying. If we think about it, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference because either way, they're corrupt. They get away with everything. Exactly.
Yeah, but it's one big propaganda because if you're watching all the other world leaders, like UK is supposed to have another female, leader, the European, it's the 1% controls what's going on.
Let me tell you something.
Amen.
There is a part of me that says Trump cannot be bought. He cannot be bought. The man has enough money already. You think power might mean something to the guy where he could go corrupt for power. He has power, but this is power on another level. He becomes the president.
Is one thing he wants. One thing. And
What's
this is going to make this prediction right here. I personally think that Trump's in on this whole fucking anointing Hillary shit. And he was promised behind the scenes the one thing he can't have but wants more than anything. And that's a fucking casino in Las Vegas. Up to this point, he couldn't get a casino in Las Vegas.
Listen, I understand what you're saying, but I think he would think the presidency, possibly being the president and having that power, is bigger than a casino.
Yeah, but I don't
He's doing all this for a fucking casino?
Yeah, I don't think.
Dude, you don't understand. It's an ego. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to you, but it's ego.
No, but I think
already big.
No, but listen, I think this means something to him. I think he really legitimately is like, you know what? I want to fucking fix this country. Shit is crazy. The plans that he laid down for immigration are fucking airtight. It's some of the most really good plans of saying, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to build a wall. Then we're going to go and we're going to check out all these families. We're going to check them all out. We're going to vet them for weeks. And only the best of the best is going to be allowed in now. No more of taking bullshit and whoever comes over, and no more of that. Only the best of the best. He made a reference to, you remember when the people came over back early mid 1800s and they saw the Statue of Liberty there and they went to Ellis Island. He said they stayed on Ellis Island for weeks to see if they were healthy, to see if their paperwork was right. That's what he wants it. He wants it like where you're monitored, you're looked at, and you're studied to see if you should belong with us or not, if you can be a good member of society, not some lump of shit who lives off of the system.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I mean, actually, Filthy might have something going, because if you think about it, the U.S. president only makes $250,000 a year.
I think it's $400,000. It's
all
up
right,
there.
well,
yeah, but I don't think
$400,000. But if you think about it, how much money do you think? I mean, he'll make a shitload of money in Vegas. Think about it.
Dude, he'll make a power and a legacy. Money means nothing to him. He already has the money he needs. He'll never make as much of it again. Power is what he's looking for now. Getting into the office is power in the most purest sense. You are the leader of the free world.
Yeah, that's true too.
Theoretically, because really the leader.
Well, I mean, listen, come on. I'm talking, we're not getting into all that.
Right.
But theoretically speaking, you are the leader of the free world. And I think that's more enticing to him right now than making money in a casino, to be honest with you.
Listen to me. I will make you a bet right here, right now.
I'll bet your point. We'll go by points.
All right. I hope.
You know what I'm betting you? I'm betting you 100 points.
Okay.
There you go.
Listen, that's fine, and I'll bet you that. And I hope, here's the fucking crazy thing. I hope you win, because the bet I'm making is it doesn't matter what comes out. Hillary is already president of the United States.
Listen, I was saying that about 3 months ago. I was saying it doesn't matter what Trump does. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what information comes out. But at this point, there are a lot of people trying to burn this bitch.
Yeah,
It's rigged.
And they want to take her. Oh, it's always rigged. And I know she was promised it 8 years ago when Barack took over. She was promised it then. And now she's promised it even more now. Like, yes, we know this is your turn. We know you sat back 8 more years. We know you're pissed about it. But the people wanted Barack. So now it's your turn. And even if the people don't want you, you're president, period. And she wants to hear that. I'm pretty sure she does. But what I'm saying is, I thought that a month ago, 3 months ago. But now I don't know, man, because a lot of shit that I never thought was going to be coming out, they're saying is coming out. Now, could everybody be wrong? Yeah, nothing could come out.
Look at YouTube. Just as fast as information travels on the internet, I bet you money that they regret the internet ever came out, because you could just travel information at the speed of light.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you think about it, every invention ever made was used for good and bad. Every one of them.
Well,
every one
they
of
got
them.
fucked with the internet.
Yep, exactly. Because there's been some murders with dildos. You know, some people have died at the hand of a dildo.
Those are the best kind.
Is she definitely going to become president? Probably, because she's definitely the front runner at this point. And, you know, some people look at fucking Trump as like this insane old white guy who's fucking senile. You know what I mean? With a lot of money and a big mouth.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Whether it's rigged or not, I still can't believe that there's actually people out there that are behind this cunt. Like, how the fuck can you
they're brainwashed.
Either, man. I really can't. Like, with all this proof that is out there about this bitch, like, come on. Are you serious, America?
Like, listen, I don't like Barack Obama, but what I will say about Barack Obama, he's an amazing speaker. Even though I know he's full of shit, he can still almost convince me.
Yes.
Fake tears.
He's one of the best ever at that, man. That
he's
man,
like JFK. Like,
listen to me. Yes, he is on that level. And you know what? He won 2 White House elections with that fucking, with the way he could do that.
Yes, he did.
Dude, he won the Nobel Peace Prize his first freaking 4 years.
Yeah, well, they give that to every
shit.
President. They give that to every president, though.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
listen, Yasser Arafat won the fucking Nobel Peace Prize.
Dude, you know? Adolf Hitler won the Nobel Peace Prize.
It's been some really fucked up. Listen, Tim Tebow won the fucking Nobel Peace Prize, okay? No, I'm just fucking around. But,
if it was a piece of cock in his ass, then that's some fucking
playing for the Yankees pretty soon, I heard.
Listen, I really, and I've said this a long time, Tim Tebow is a great guy. He's the nicest guy. He's a great guy. But I really do, and I'm not taking a shot at him. I just really believe that down the road, I think he's gay. I just think he's gay.
He might be. He's a pretty dude.
He's never with chicks. Dude. He's a good-looking guy, and he's never with girls.
Listen, you heard that he had all these clubs come out to watch him hit the baseball around. And they were fucking amazed that this kid could lick the ball around that fuck. He could lick that ball all around that thing.
Fucking guy.
I mean, seriously, I'm being serious.
He hit a ball at 500 feet?
Yeah, dude, he was very impressive. I'm surprised he's not on anybody's roster yet for a playoff run. It's weird. Why not just add the guy? He's a professional. He's played in the NFL. He's played sports his whole life. He obviously could hit. They said he was shitty in the field, which I can understand. Go to an American League team, become a DH. Give him a shot. If the guy could smack the ball around, around the field like that and lick that shit around the field, I mean,
give it a lick.
If he really could hit the ball like that, why not give him a shot, man? He's a professional. The guy's a Heisman Trophy winner.
How many people in A ball and AA and AAA would get pissed if he?
Yeah, I understand, but I bet you he's a better hitter than them. Because if they were hitting like that, having these clubs come out and see them, they'd be right up there too. You know?
Think about why he would want to do that. Like, let's say you're on a AA team. It's not exactly you're going on bus rides for fucking 10.
Yeah, I know. That's what do you think Jordan did, man? Jordan went from ruling the sports world to fucking jumping on a dingy old bus.
That's very true. White Sox.
And you know what I mean? Like, he did that. He said, you know what? Fuck this. My father always wanted me to play baseball. I'm going to see if I could become a professional. He is one of my favorite athletes of all time. And you know what? You got to give the man credit going and fucking doing something like that, man. He actually said, I am going to put basketball, which I run it. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to put that money to the side. And I'm going to go try baseball. I give him mad credit for when he did that. I really do.
But not only that, he came back and dominated.
And again, won 3 in a row again after he came back from baseball. You know, speaking of baseball, the fucking New York Mets are 1 game out of a playoff spot right now.
What?
1 game.
And who are they behind?
They're behind the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. And it looks like they could catch one of these guys. Although St. Louis, you know, they won as of late. They're giving the Mets, you know, they're almost the same exact record. I think the Mets have maybe 1 more loss, but the same amount of wins. You know, it's getting tight, man. And for the Mets to make playoffs back-to-back years, it doesn't happen with the Mets. It only happened, I think, once in the last 35 years. Right. So, I mean, but they have a shot. And this team's been banged up all season long. They lost David Wright early in the season. They lost the Dark Knight early in the season. They lost half of their pitching staff. You know, they lost a lot of bats. They lost.
You gotta have the heart to win it, man.
And they look good. They're really turning it on as of late. They're gonna make it interesting, at least. You know, interesting.
That team got heart, man.
Yeah, they do, man. They definitely do. They showed that they do with all the injuries that were going on. And I'll tell you what, the manager would have been fired already if they didn't make this like last minute surge. Because he's been rumored to get fired every day here on sports radio in New York. They're talking about him getting canned any minute. But he's got them going good, so can't fire the guy now.
Now, listen, obviously, I'm not really into baseball anymore, but I grew up as a Met fan. But, you know, if the Mets lost, you know, obviously, you'd have to root for the Cubs, no?
Listen to me. If the Mets are not in it, I'm rooting for the Cubs without a doubt.
Dude, they haven't won in 100 years.
Are they the best team in baseball right now? They are so fun to watch that team because every night they're doing something special, that team. Their pitching is fucking unbelievable. If they don't win it this year, it would be a shock to me, quite honestly. They're better than Washington. They're better than any of the wild card teams. And I think they're better than any team in the American League, to be honest. I really do. I don't see anybody beating them this year.
Let me tell you something. Wow. Last year, I was actually rooting for the Cubs all because of Back to the Future. When they, you know what I'm saying?
True, yeah.
You know, I was rooting against them. I mean, I love Back to the Future, but I was like,
I know
that.
I know. And me and you, yes. And me and you had it back. I'm like, dude, how fucking freaky would it be if the Cubs actually won? And the director of the movie of Back to the Future predicted that in the year 2015 that the
and you know what? It was 2016. What makes it even more crazy? No, it was 2015.
Right.
But what makes it even more crazier is that they didn't win for 103 years at that point.
No.
So for him to guess that and then nail it, if they would have won it last year, would have been like the end of the world. You might as well
modern day Notre Dame.
You might as well end the world after that. Yeah. Because the Cubs won the World Series. All right, end time. End it. You know, they fucking finally won. I really do see them winning it this year. Now, if the Mets get into the playoffs and they win a 1-game, you know, elimination type thing, and then we meet the Cubs in the second round or some shit like that, I think the Mets have the Cubs number as good as they are. And then I definitely don't pick the Cubs. But if the Mets aren't in it, I not only root for the Cubs, but I pick them to win the whole thing. They got the best team in baseball right now.
Oh, baseball sucks. They're all on steroids.
I love baseball. It's much more clean up now, man. Football? It's not like it used to be.
Yeah, dude, football.
And now listen, let's touch on that. We got fucking football. You got Jets and Giants. You know, the Jets are always a lump of shit, but Giants look good this year. Whole new coaching staff. They got one of the best wide receivers to ever play the game, and that's definite. They got another guy coming back who looks pretty healthy, and a guy, Victor Cruz, who wasn't such a slouch himself years ago. So, I mean, they got a really good receiving core if they could stay healthy, and Manning's already proved he'll win you Super Bowl. You got a good enough guys in front of him.
Let me tell you, everybody out there that does fantasy football, right? Let's say you get the number 1 pick, and you got to pick between Odell Beckham and Antonio Brown.
Well, listen, every guy who's a New York Giants fan or a Jets fan or even drafting in New York, a lot of them were picking Beckham first. A lot of them.
Well, what I will say is this. This is why I would take Beckham. Not because I'm a Giants fan. Because you don't know if Ben Roethlisberger is going to be healthy all year. And you could pretty much guarantee Eli Manning is not going to get hurt. Now that I said that, he's going to go down.
He won't go down, man. He's good. He's good, man. He just does not get injured. He just does not. I think he's fine. I think, once again, he'll be in there for the whole year. But I really, listen, I hope that, what's the coach's name again?
McAdoo, Ben McAdoo.
I hope McAdoo has some success because I really didn't like the fact that they fired the old man.
No, I agree. I agree with you, man.
He still had some football left in him. I know that he had 3 or 4 seasons back to back that were just fucking horrible. Mm-hmm. And in any other realm, they would have been canned a long time ago. But this is a guy who brought 2 Super Bowls in a fucking 5-year span to the Giants. That's unheard of. All right. That's even better than the most memorable coach in New York history. You know who I'm talking about.
You talking about in all of sports, or you talking about football?
Well, I'm in football. In football.
Oh, Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells. I mean, he in my eyes, he surpassed Parcells here in New York. He really did.
Well, Parcells, I remember reading about Parcells called him after winning the second Super Bowl. And he said, now you basically got a get out of jail free card, which he was wrong about because, the thing with New York fans is, we fucking forget so easily. I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to attack Eli Manning because the guy won me 2 fucking gigantic fucking Super Bowl.
You want to hear some twisted shit, though?
What?
Listen to this. The coach of the Patriots, okay? Belichick, right? Belichick had something to do with every single Super Bowl the Giants have won.
You're right.
Every single one. He was there in 86 as a backup coach, as an assistant coach. He was there in 90 as an assistant coach. He played against them in 07, right? And lost to them as a coach. And then he lost again in 2012 to them.
Right.
So, I mean, that's 4 fucking Super Bowls he had to do with the Giants winning. That's crazy.
Obviously, outside of New England, Bill Belichick's easy to hate. But I don't know if you ever saw the video when they closed Giant Stadium down and he was playing.
He loved New York, man. He cried. He
cried about Giant Stadium.
Man, listen, Belichick is loved in New York, not because of, you know what, it does have to play into with what he did with the Patriot because he is one of the best coaches of all time, hands down. He could be even argued to be the best coach of all time. And he's also beloved here for what I just talked about, the 2 Super Bowls that he brought early on to the Giants franchise. The man was loved. And the time that he spent with Parcells with the Jets. He was also supposed to be the coach. Yes, he was also supposed to be the coach of the Jets. When Parcells stepped down, he fucked us over. He went to the Patriots, and the rest is history. Right. I mean, the rest is Hall of Fame history. So, I mean, the guy is a legend. He's a legend in New York. He's a legend in Boston, New England. I mean, he just is. But with all that said, I really don't expect a lot out of the Patriots this year. I have a feeling they're going to take a step back this year.
Well, let me ask you a question. And I heard this on Rogan's podcast. They made a good point. If Tom Brady was doing what fucking Kaepernick's doing right now, do you think Tom Brady would get a pass, or do you think they would still just go after him? I don't think Tom Brady would ever do it because he's a fucking pussy.
Listen,
but besides that,
I think Tom Brady would be fucking everything but fucking hung in the front of his house, man, because people hate that motherfucker.
But even by New Englanders?
No, I think they'd embrace him. I think even if he took a shit on all their chest, they would still embrace that guy. He's beloved in fucking New England. He's beloved. But I think to the rest of the world, I think he'd look worse than Kaepernick. I think they would fucking, it would go a step further.
They were burning the guys' jerseys.
I think it would go a step further than that. I think they'd be trying to kill that fucker if he was doing that, to be honest. Well,
it's like, dude, listen, I'm a Giants fan.
He's a crooked fuck already with the fucking destroyed his cell phone. He destroyed
him and Hillary. Maybe they were cahoots. Maybe he destroyed Hillary's cell phone.
The whole Airgate. It's Watergate, it's Airgate. We'll just throw gate at the end of anything that's fucked up,
Yeah, that's the way the government is.
So back to fucking the Golden Girls. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah. My favorite topic.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on with that whole thing. And we got football coming up next weekend, which we said I can't wait to fucking watch some football on Sundays. The nice brisk air is rolling in. I know you were up in Syracuse this weekend. The air must have been so nice and clean and crisp up there at this time of the year. How was it up there?
It was, I remember you talked to me this morning. You thought it was brisk over here or by you.
Yeah.
It was this morning, it was like 70 degrees in Syracuse. It wasn't that bad. It was warm in Syracuse, believe it or not.
Wow.
And
it was cool here in the morning, man. I woke up around 7 in the morning because I can't fucking sleep past that because that's just, I wake up to go to work every day that day. So even on the weekends, I got to wake up at that fucking time. And I went outside, had a cup of coffee and a good old smoke on a pancake. And it was cool as shit out, man. I had to wear the old roby. I had to wear the robe and look outside like I was fucking Tony Soprano.
But you know what, though? It felt nice.
Like, you look just like Tony Soprano when you wear that fucking thing. I'm like, really? I'm not trying to look like him.
Yeah.
Just trying to be. But it was very nice.
Yeah, it felt nice.
Weather.
Absolutely.
It was sweatshirt weather, and I love that. I love when the leaves are falling.
Oh, yeah, it was so brisk.
Yeah,
That's something Colossal is crazy would say.
It's so brisk. It's a brisk, baby. It's a brisk, baby.
It's
Tommy,
like an Eskimo's plot.
Listen, Baited podcast. I spoke about it on Tommy's show. It was a great episode. I think it was great. They said that they were, upset with it because they were yelling at each other and going at each other's throats. And listen, that's what you want to hear. Like, something with those big shots together. You know what I mean? Like a guy like Keem and a guy like Colossal.
I would like to hear more Tommy C.
You know what I mean? But the one thing I loved was Colossal. Tommy. Just take it down. Just take it down, Tommy. Take it down. You think he's a pedo. Tommy. Take it down. And I'm like, how did these people get that Tommy was speaking about grade A, under A as being a pedo, beating the shit out of kids or some shit like that? And I'm like, how did they get that from that statement? And you see how people get extrude words? It's weird, man. It's very, that's what it was. They got racism from it. From what Tommy said, it was racism, thinking he was a pedophile. I'm like, who thought that up by what he said? It was just fucking weird. It just goes to show you how much people could change your words,
Well, people just like to hang people in the square in the court of public opinion. That's the thing.
They want to go after him like Frankenstein. They want to get everybody together. Yeah, it's a witch hunt.
You know what? It goes both ways because Keemstar does the same thing. He could dish it out, but he can't take it.
Lucky Low, you go both ways. This is
I never said that.
I respect Keem a lot. We've bashed him and we've talked good about him on this show. But yeah, he does do that. He flip flops. He could dish it out. And sometimes he's on Twitter going, why me? Why me?
He always has to defend himself.
I think he answers back any negative fucking tweets or anything that he gets, man, because he's just that type of guy.
Well, it's funny you say that because I don't normally listen to that podcast, not because I don't think it's good, because I like to listen to more educational shit. But that one I learned something that was very important. I learned that Keemstar was a pedophile, a rapist, and a racist. And I never knew. Well, listen, and he admitted it on there.
Listen,
I got to take my hat off to him.
You go back and put in Keemstar into YouTube, and let me tell you, man, this guy, he's a YouTube legend in the sense that nobody's made more videos about one single person than they made about Keemstar. Nobody.
Well, he's the perfect example that you don't have to be loved.
Anyone,
You do not have to be loved.
No, exactly.
Get fucking publicity.
And listen, that goes to somebody I love and grew up. I didn't grow up in the same era, but I grew up a town away from Howard Stern. And, Howard Stern is the guy who started that shit. Like, hey, if you don't fucking like me, you're still going to listen to me. Only the greats have that power to make the people who don't like them and the people who do like them listen to every word they're saying. And it takes a special person to be like that. You got to be like right on that line,
Right.
And, not everybody possesses that. And Keem is definitely one of those guys. You hate to hate and you love to hate and you love to love. Because he's a lot wrapped up into one. I mean,
I just like breaking his balls because it's so easy.
I mean, listen, I would love to go heads up with him because he's another New York guy, but he's not like New York. He's like Pat LaFontaine, New York. You know what I mean? So
he's got the attitude, though.
He's from Buffalo.
Oh, it's not New York.
Yeah,
he's Canada.
He's a Niagara guy. You know what I mean? He's a Niagara Falls guy. The water runs low down there, So it's in the water. It's in the water. You don't get good pizza outside of New York because of the water.
And the bagels.
And your bagels, you got to come
from Buffalo and calling yourself a New Yorker is like living in Cuba and calling yourself a Floridian. It's
it's like you got a lot of swimming to do, buddy. Either way.
Hey, look, he's got the subs.
He does. He's got 1.5 million. Listen, regardless of the subs, because I hate fucking the sub count shit. Listen, the show that he provides to YouTube, and especially the one that he did last acting as Leafy, was fucking ingenious. It was a great, great video. I don't know if you guys seen it, but he acted just like fucking Leafy. He sounded just like that little runt. He sounded just like him, and he had the hair on just like him. And it was
he wore a wig.
Dude, it was a very good play on a video, and it came across really well, and he did an unbelievable job with it on Drama Alert.
Didn't he tell everybody he was going to do it bald?
Well, he was going to do the video bald?
Didn't he tell everybody if he gets over 100,000 likes that he would do the episode bald?
I think he did that already.
Oh, I thought that's what he said.
So in other words, Lo, just shut the fuck up, all right?
All right, you got it.
Yo, what's up with this YouTube shit that I heard that they started censoring motherfuckers?
Tommy was talking about it today on his show, and it got a little more information than I thought about it already. I thought it was like the whole can't curse no more type thing, but really it's more or less on what the tags, like if you have like ISIS written down on your tag, or you got something on one of the names of the videos that's like really Semitic, or
if it's in your title.
Yeah, that's what they're basically looking for. And the smaller channels basically don't have to worry as much like us, you know what I mean, as being worried that they'll hear us putting stuff in our title or cursing or anything like that. And really, it's the bigger channels that they're kind of, listen, Tommy today was saying how Keemstar thinks it's like this whole thing to control the amount of like the quality of the videos now and like who's making money type of thing. But Tommy, I guess he more or less, from what I understood, you know, it's really not going to fly. It's really not going to, you know, go anywhere.
I totally agree.
It'll die out.
Dude, the free market's going to answer that. If YouTube starts censoring videos and starts being mommy and daddy Google, what's going to happen is there's going to be another website that's going to say, hey, you could say and do whatever the fuck you want on here. And everybody's going to go over that.
I mentioned that on Tommy's show, and I actually asked him, I said, do you think another YouTube or another .com is going to rise up type of app type of thing? And he said, no, I don't see anything doing it because I see YouTube straighten their shit out before it gets any worse.
I think Tommy clarified it for everybody when he said that it's mostly about the power, not even about the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
He made a good point. He really did.
And Google's got a lot of fucking power, boy.
He said he said that YouTube more or less loses money over the whole year. But that still doesn't mean that YouTube would disappear or anything or go to just YouTube Red. He feels that, once again, they like having the power of having control of who's got the videos and who's doing what.
It's like a giant filter.
Yeah. So, I mean, they could basically go anywhere they want with whoever they want and really push, you know, what genre they want. Or, you know, they just have their finger on the pulse of like cutting edge technology and entertainment and, you know, rising stars and promotion and all kinds of shit like that. They really have like it
better
cornered.
Be careful, man, because Filthy Mouth Gamer, man, he curses like crazy. We're gonna have to put bleeps on everything.
Come and get me, motherfuckers. Come and get this motherfucker right here. By the way, what the fuck is YouTube Red? What does that even mean?
Well, YouTube Red is more or less like you could pay for it on a monthly thing, I think, and you could go and get your favorite YouTubers who are like really big. They have their own private channels that you can't see their videos unless you own Red. YouTube
no ads.
Red.
Yes, no advertisements.
Like no ads, but you also get access to videos that you would not get right now on regular YouTube.
Yeah, but I don't get ads now. I use ad blocker. I get no fucking ads.
Yeah, I don't get ads either, but you're not getting videos of like some big YouTubers. Like PewDiePie has his own series on Red. McJuggernauts, like the big guys have their own private videos that you cannot access unless you have Red.
That's the future, because just like how Netflix picked up and had its thing, then Redbox had its thing. So I guarantee within the next year, YouTube is going to have its big thing where it's going to be YouTube Red.
Yeah, but I mean, they already have a YouTube Red, but it's like they're pushing and they're asking people, hey, you know, join up a YouTube Red. You don't have to worry about commercials no more. You don't have to worry about ads. You don't have to worry. Listen, I love YouTube for what it is. When I first came on YouTube, I went on there, like I said, I looked for videos that I could never see anywhere else.
Exactly.
Things that I could only watch on my VHS back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, I could only watch it on that. Like, for instance, I went to a concert with my wife back when Mark McGuire hit the home run to beat Mickey
Pearl
Mantle's
Jam, baby.
Yeah, and it was Pearl Jam in Jersey, right?
Airlines Arena.
Yeah, and during the middle of the concert, Eddie Vedder stops it. He makes like a gesture and he throws like this thing up in the air and he hits it with the microphone, and everybody in the whole stadium knew what he was talking about. Hey, something big happened, and he hits this thing with the microphone. So the whole crowd starts going nuts, screaming. And I lived it. I was there for it. And I thought, oh man, I'm a sports fan. I love Pearl Jam. That was cool how both those worlds, you know, intertwined together. Now, years and years, 16, 17 years go by. At that point, it was like 14 or 13 years. And I think to myself, hey, let me go on fucking YouTube. I know the date because I still had the ticket stub of when I went to that. So I knew the date. I knew where it was. So I went on YouTube. I put the date in. I put in Pearl Jam. McGuire hits home run. Eddie Vedder talks about it or something. And bang, sure enough, there it fucking was, the video that I went to. Somebody recorded it and posted it on YouTube just like I thought they would. And I got to watch a moment that I never thought that I would ever see again in my life. And I got to watch it all over again on YouTube, which was fucking awesome. And that's when I was hooked with YouTube. I'm like, dude, YouTube is one of the greatest fucking things ever. Then I come to find out that people are doing their own shows on here and shit. Dude, how can you beat YouTube, man? It's one of the best fucking things ever invented, and now you want to ruin it? Like, come on now.
But how many rabbit holes I went down on YouTube that took for like 6 hours? I'd see something,
like the
I'd watch
Filthy Mouth Gamer said, guarantee you they straighten this out because YouTube is too much of a tool in this world for people to fucking ruin it over some stupid power shit. You know what I mean?
Censorship is bullshit. It's always been bullshit. It was bullshit back in the day when they fucking took Lenny Bruce and arrested him for cursing. It's always been bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
It's all going to sort
They
itself
used to tell the Doors that if you say you're getting high in your music, we will arrest you.
And they
used
still
to tell
said
the
it.
Rolling Stone, NWA, which matter of fact, the producer, the label, record label owner, what's his name? He just passed away recently. I think it was today or yesterday. And he was the guy that was in the movie. He was actually suing the makers of the movie because he said that he was portrayed wrong and they kind of lied about what really happened with Eazy-E and that whole thing.
Now, isn't that a coincidence?
Well, I mean, he died of a heart attack in his car while he was driving.
All right. Yeah, but that's just hearsay. Did you see it?
Well, no, listen, I mean, who knows? I mean, Suge Knight could have killed him for all we know. Just like
exactly.
Just like he stuck AIDS in Eazy-E, you know?
I read an article before he came on that they're blaming it on the movie, that he was portrayed fucking differently and it bothered him and he had a heart attack or some shit.
Well, they all knew that he was really severely bothered by it, saying that a lot of the shit was not true. They were saying that he said that Eazy-E could have very easily went down to Suge Knight and just killed him because Eazy-E was that type of motherfucker. He was not afraid of anybody. He was in the middle, before he became a rapper, Eazy-E was a drug running.
He was a real gangster.
He was. He really fucking was. And you know what? The music was secondary to him. His thug life was first, man. That's a dude who rapped about what he really did in life. Kind of like real talk. You know what I mean? Rap about what you're doing in life. You know what I mean?
Do you remember when
motherfuckers
he was
out there like that, you know?
He went on Howard Stern back in the day, right? And Howard Stern's like, oh, you and Dr. Dre don't get along? He's like, yeah, Dr. Dre owes me money. He goes, he always ducks me. He's like, so Dr. Dre, I thought he's a gangster. He's like, psh, he ain't no gangster. He's a prankster. Like, you know, like he was to call motherfuckers out, dude. Like,
I remember Snoop Dogg when he first came out. He came off as like that fucking like just thug life, dude. You know what I mean? And he still does come off like that because Snoop grew up in fucking I think it was Long Beach, California. You know, you don't fuck around, man. I'm sorry.
Was a talented motherfucker, Snoop Dogg.
Oh my God. So, dude, when he came out in the early 90s, him and Dre were doing something that no one else was doing at that time. They rose the West Coast music up to like fucking another level.
Snoop's a gangbanger.
At that point, New York music was running the show. You know what I mean? We created that shit in Queens on a fucking
Wu-Tang,
nothing better.
box. We created that shit on a cut open cardboard box with fucking, you know, breakdancing and hip hop. The fucking Fat Boys were like the #1 rap group at one point. I mean, if you think about that, LL Cool J was around in like 82.
Hello.
You know, and then these dudes were like the pioneers. But I really think when NWA came out, it really brought that West Coast shit to another level. You know what I mean?
It brought real shit. It brought lyrics that had to do with the streets.
Yeah,
that's what matters.
It finally you had some rappers who, and this is not saying that the East Coast guys weren't rapping what they were living, but you had some thug banging motherfuckers, like some real hardcore motherfuckers.
Straight up gangster music.
Yeah, it was and you know what? You hear a lot of rappers calling themselves gangsters, but those motherfuckers, they were the closest you could get to it, especially Eazy-E and Suge Knight. Because Suge Knight had motherfuckers hanging out his window telling them, you better sign this motherfucking contract.
The rappers today are spoon-fed.
Yeah, well, most of them are, but you do have a handful of real motherfuckers out there. You know what I mean?
A lot of them are Hollywood, though.
Yeah, a lot of them are, and they go Hollywood. I mean, look at like, you know, Ludacris and fucking,
you know, all these beats.
Hey, listen, there is still real rap out there. You know what I mean? There still is real rap out there. You know, that brings me to another good point. I watched the 5 random questions with Dead on Dave again, and they had a member of Real Talk's crew. I think his name was something Taz. And the dude, I heard his music at the end of it, man. That kid's fucking pretty good, man.
16 years old, man. Yeah, he's got talent.
He's got his shit together, man. He's got his shit together.
He really does.
He belongs where he is. He definitely
looks like he had the interview inside of a closet. But other than that, I want to give a big shout out to that dude. You know, big shout out from us. A lot of respect to him.
Yeah, man.
We see you, Taz.
Yeah, we do, man. You're doing your thing at 16 years old. Proud of you. You know what I mean? Keep doing that shit, man.
Doing a lot of more shit than I did when I was 16. I was a fucking douche,
man. I said proud people who
Real Talk is like a scout, man. He knows how to scout these guys out.
He said it in his interview with Dave. He said, you know, Real Talk, I don't want to waste his time because I know he's a busy man. He knows the game inside and out. And bong, bong, bong. Look, they're doing good, man. Like they're getting out there. They're getting their name out there. Real is blowing up right now.
I like about Real, man, is the fact that how he always says black, white. He's got white members in his group. Race,
exactly.
Race doesn't make it different.
Exactly. I appreciate his lyrics, man. His lyrics are on point.
Let me tell you though, that dude is not a black man. He's not, like he considers us not white men. We consider each other human beings who bleed fucking red.
And we
together.
make mistakes.
That's how I see it. And that's speaking God's honest truth on my kids. That's how I see it. I don't see him as a black man. And I know he don't see us as white dudes. I see him as a human fucking being, a good person who's trying to get his message out there. And it's not even about the money. It's not even about anything else. It's about getting that message out there and trying to make this fucking great country that was great at one point, just like it should be, great.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen until all of us come together as brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
I know it sounds corny.
No, you're right, man. You're right on.
Yep.
It's the fucking truth.
It's like Real Talk says, real recognize real. And that's just the way it is, man. We see right through the bullshit.
Yep. And you could see these rappers out there that they're made up. They're made up for the cameras. And Real is definitely not one of them. And seeing that kid Taz at 16 years old representing himself he had a fucking video in the closet, I understand. He has a little but really, I gotta give the kid credit. He's got his shit together and we're watching him. He's on the radar, man.
It doesn't matter where he had his fucking video. Dude, I was 16,
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
No, I know. But when I was 16, dude, I was fingering 11-year-olds. Oh shit, did I really say that?
And I have a fucking daughter 11 for Christ's sake. Oh shit. Yeah, but on that note, this is number 5, and from the FoulMouthsNetwork, we want to thank those 77 subs that are on there. We want to give a shout out to Real Talk, of course.
Real Talk, Tommy C.
You could bring in that moto shit right now. We also want to give a real shout out to Tommy C, Dead on Day Productions. We want to give a shout out to Jeff from Shot from the Point. His videos are getting much more better. Go check him out. He's a real YouTuber now. We want to give a shout out to Link, Frenchie Ben, to Mecha Matt, to all those dudes, to everybody who's doing their thing on YouTube. Much respect, and we'll also bash you too when we want. All right, so anyway, guys, from the FoulMouthsNetwork, thank you for listening. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and help us out a little bit, all right? And we'll see you guys soon. Take it real deep like Randy Moss.
I wake up, I just know that I am blessed. What you hear is not a test, but I do have one request. I just want to see you.
Whoa. Wait. Turn off that music. Yo, G.
Yeah, what's up?
Just for Mecha Matt, let's roll out with that fucking Matt can't get laid shit.
Oh, shit.
Peace out, FoulMouthsNetwork.
So, Matt can't get laid. Matt can't get laid. Now walking on by. Every woman on by. So, Matt can't get laid. Matt can't get laid. Walking on by. Every woman on by. So, Matt can't get laid. Matt can't get laid. It's too late. It's too late when they walk on by. So, Matt can't get laid. Matt can't get laid. Beat your cocky, beat your cocky nigga. Beat your cocky nigga. Let it spread. I can't get laid. He can't get laid. I can't get laid.